A conga parade calling for an end to homophobia and the right to same-sex marriage. On the same Havana street where less than a decade ago, homosexuals were often arrested just for gathering. Gays, lesbians and transsexuals were led by Mariela Castro, head of the National Center for Sex Education, who also happens to be the president's daughter. As part of the festivities, a Canadian priest who belongs to a breakaway Catholic church blessed what he called unions of love.
We are living in a male chauvinist society, but little by little, they're accepting us.
How things have changed. Gay actor Pancho Garcia recalls all too well how in the late 60s and 70s, Cuban homosexuals were openly persecuted, rounded up, and sent to labor camps.
I was fired from my job because I did not fit what they called the parameters. It was all part of the Soviet influence at the time, and that homophobia is still strong in Cuba.
We asked Mariela Castro if her father, Raúl Castro, approves of the reforms she's fighting for.
Yes, he changed his way of thinking. My mother had a lot to do with changing his mind. With politicians, you have to not just criticize, you have to give them a plan of action.
This is not the first event of this type in Cuba, but it is the very first time it is being given such a high profile nationwide. More than a gathering of gays, lesbians, and transsexuals to demand justice, this is all about raising awareness and tolerance amongst the Cuban population at large.
There is still strong resistance, as in many countries. But the big shift here is that it's no longer the government that is leading the charge against non-heterosexuals. Lucia Newman, Al Jazeera, Havana.